Hello, everyone. Welcome to Bayern Now, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Wow, what a game that was! Bayern Munich beat Koln away from home 4-1 in the DFB Pokal. In a game where, after 20 minutes, a lot of us Bayern fans might have thought, here we go again. Like GTA, here we go again. We're about to get knocked out in the second round of this competition. We are cursed. That's what we were thinking. Until Luis Diaz with the best offside goal in history. Look, don't blame Bayern, okay? I know Cone fans aren't going to like that, but blame the DFB. They decided not to pay for VAR in these lower tier cup games in the early rounds. I don't get it. If you're going to put VAR in the quarterfinals and beyond, why not just put it in the first and second round? It makes no sense to me. I'm also really geeked out right now because I figured out the player rating system. So before, this was how we did player ratings on the channel, where I'd go in and I did this graphic myself. I don't know how long I spent on this. It was a long time. But I would go into Photoshop and write down the player ratings. But now, that had a charm to it, but we've been using the system that I developed using Elon Musk's Grok. Grok is like ChatGPT, but in my opinion, slightly more based. So I've been using it, but the problem is I've had all these technical problems until today. Every problem got squashed. So this is me trying it for the first time. We're going to reorganize the team to what it was today. So it was Kane at striker. Oh, crap. See how the position doesn't say it for when I switch to players? Anyways, who cares? And then it was Gnabry. Okay, it does say it for when Gnabry comes off the bench. See, now I can drop the players in, so I don't have to update it every game. And there's every available Bayern. Oh my gosh, it's doing that. Ah, crap. It's like kind of buggy over here. All right, I'll fix that. It's not a game changer. Pavlovic. So we'll bring him in. And then it was Konrad Leimer. Where's Konrad Leimer? Oh my gosh, don't tell me he's not available. Dude, the code didn't add Konrad Leimer. Oh my gosh, guys, I'm going to lose my mind. Why is Konrad Leimer not here? Ah, man. Okay, it was Jonas Erbig. Okay, well, this is a little bit of an annoying situation. Where's my GOAT, Konrad Leimer? I was going to give him man of the match, too. Anyways, crap, man. Okay, well, let's put Tar in here. I'll fix that for the next match reaction. Okay, that was a really interesting game. I thought Koln demonstrated intensity. They scored first, and I was like, okay, well, this is going to be one of those games where the other team just wants it really badly. But we turned it up too. We wanted it. And the difference between Company and Nagelsmann teams, or even Tuchel, is when we concede one goal, we don't fall apart. So we didn't fall apart in that game, even after conceding. We just went back to the basics, trying to make our passes sharp and get in behind them and handle business. And that's exactly what we did. Jonas Erbig probably demonstrated that he might be that guy for us. He might be our number one keeper after Neuer. He might be undisputed for that role now because he actually played really well, I thought. I really liked his performance today. What did you guys think about him? That one save, the commentators said, oh, like the ball was going to go out anyways. And I was like, no, it wasn't. That strike where he reached it with his left hand and tipped it over. I was like, no, that was going in, and he intelligently tipped it over. Like every angle I saw, it showed it was going to go in top bins, and that was a really good save. Okay, we're going to use Sacha Bowie's Konrad Leimer. I'm so bummed out that Leimer is not on the bench. I'm bummed out. I thought I finally figured out the bug issues. Leimer, to me, was like a 9 out of 10 today, and he was actually my man of the match. I'm going to get it to code like a mechanism for man of the match. Yeah, I'm going to do that. That's the next step. Yeah. I thought he was everywhere. Left back, dominated. Right back, dominated. He was so good today. Very good. Jonathan Tarr. You know what? Between him and Upa, I thought Tarr had a good game. Upa Meccano, I'm going to give him a 6 because he did recover. He didn't, continue to play as bad. So I'll give Upa a 6. Not the worst performance we've seen from him. Josip Stanisic, he only played, well, I don't know how long he played, to be honest. I kind of forgot, but I don't think our defense did anything super wrong. I think Koln obviously had moments where they were opening us up, but we just kept our composure throughout the duration of the game, and we did not make too many silly mistakes. Upamecano gave the ball away a few times, but guess what? He still recovered, and there were really good moments from him of ball playing and also helping us get through their pressure because they were pressing pretty high at some points. Pavlovic, our midfield gets a 6. They couldn't get a handle on that game as early as they should have. It just felt like we weren't able to get through the pressure as quickly as we should have. So I'll give both of them a 6. And there's nothing wrong with a 6. It's just an average score. None of them scored or got an assist. Kimmich lost the ball like twice. This guy, man, and he had a pretty decent chance, but it was on his left, and he had to be acrobatic to get it down, which I understand why he couldn't score that. Today demonstrated Olise's desire to win. He didn't really have a great game, but I give him an 8 out of 10 because it looked like he was trying. I mean, he celebrated the goal Kane scored like he scored it. I thought that was amazing. He's so focused. He needs a rest, clearly, but company doesn't really want to rest him. Seems like company or Olise has company's nudes. I don't know who would have whose nudes in this instance, because it seems like both of them just want to keep playing each other. So I think Olise, that was a funny moment when we were getting cooked. We were under so much pressure. The heat was getting to the man, and he took off his, what do they call that thing? The long sleeve, and then he, just kept his normal shirt on. Olise, I think, is just, the way he played today was full of passion and energy, and he basically got himself a goal. He took the ball from the opponent, got past one player, scuffed the pass, but it got to a Bayern player nonetheless, who then got it to Pavlovic, or I think Pavlovic carried. I don't know what went first. And then Luis Diaz, unselfish, gave it to Olise, who then scored in a very confident manner. So I thought it was good from him. Gnabry, I'll give Gnabry a straight 7. No, I'll give him a 6. I don't think he deserves a 7. The 6 is decent. A few really nice nutmegs, nice turns. I like that. Diaz, my gosh, this guy is cartel Leroy Sane, man. My goodness. Wow. Sometimes he is unbelievably good and then unbelievably trash. I don't understand him as a player. I'm just going to give him a straight 7. I mean, a goal and an assist, right? So, right? He did score. Yeah, I Diaz could be better in terms of, finishing sometimes, but his final third decisions are good. They're pretty decent. That demonstrates a degree of high IQ. Good, not me. I wouldn't say high footballing IQ, but it's high enough to get by, right? So I'll give him a 7. He missed that, beautiful pass from Kane. Well, he missed a chance that Kane created, which deprived Kane of a world-class assist. But it is what it is. Diaz is just going to give us that. I said it. He's Bayern's Willian. Willian would give Chelsea, not us. Chelsea very good moments, but then also very, mediocre moments. And when Diaz is 1v1, I have no confidence in him. When he was 1v1 there, I was like, oh, he's going to miss. I just didn't have any confidence. If that was Kane, I would be like, all right, cool. Let me start thinking about changing the score line if I was doing a watch along. if that was Gnabry, I would have been confident. Olise, I would have been confident. But Diaz just does not have that in him, which is okay because he makes up for it by consistently making good decisions in the final third. He makes good passes. That pass to Olise was class. I thought it was unselfish. Most players would try to shoot there by themselves, but he realized that Olise would have been in a better position to, fool the goalkeeper. And the keeper wasn't expecting that pass, which is why Olise was able to just go central with the shot, and it went in anyway. So I'll give Kane an 8. 2 goals, should have gotten a few assists. I don't know why I have to give him a 9 if he plays better than this. Like, he's played better than this. The Dortmund game was a crazy game, and yet he probably has better games in his catalog. So Kane gets an 8. It was a solid team performance. You see, people think we're supposed to play and dominate every game, but sometimes your opponents will actually make things hard for you. And it's not that easy. And that's what you have to deal with as a team. And I thought we handled those things very well. Who else came on? Leonard Carl, I'll give him a 6. He didn't come on and do too much. He lost the ball like twice, but I'd rather have him be competent than not. So I like him trying things. I think Company should have probably brought on a few extra subs. Goretzka came on, actually had some decent touches on the ball whenever he would touch the ball. So I'll give him a straight 7 out of 10. Nothing wrong with his performance from my perspective. And I don't think we brought anyone else on that is... Oh, Guerrero. Yeah, Guerrero, once again. Yeah, I'll give him a solid 6 out of... No, maybe a 7. Because I actually think Guerrero's touches are so good on the ball. He's just so confident. Nicholas Jackson, I'll give him a 6. Just, again, not a player I like at Bayern. But yeah, those are all the substitutions, if I'm not mistaken. No one else came on. Yeah, the reason Alphonso Davies is in here and Musiala and all these injured players is because I don't want to have to go to Grok and ask it to recode the team because it'll make a mistake and ruin the thing. So I thought of just making this a permanent thing where all the players, like I could literally play Kim and Jay at the attacking midfield position. Company, I'll give Company a 7. I think he kept the team in the game by being motivating, I guess. But he also just, I didn't, no, I'm going to give Company a 6 because I think he should have rested Olise. I understand Koln is a Bundesliga team. You can't take things easy. But Olise has been tired for a while now. I hope he rests Olise against Leverkusen because we have PSG next Tuesday. So I don't want to be seeing no Olise, please. So I'll give Company a 6 for that reason. But, I don't think he actually did anything wrong. I just think he should have rested Olise. Now, fans, the Koln fans were louder, let's be honest here. So our fans get a 6 out of 10. Yep. That was it. Yeah. That was a fun game. I'm glad we were through to the next round. I'm going to be honest with you guys. Under Tuchel, us winning games, I didn't really enjoy it as much because we weren't playing that well, and I knew he was going to be sacked. But with Company, I'm excited seeing us win games because I don't want the manager gone. In a way, I was rooting against us whenever Tuchel was here because I knew he was bad for the club, so I just wanted him gone. So us losing a few games, us getting kicked out of the DFB Pokal, were moments where I just, it would be like, oh yeah, he can go sooner. Because we weren't going to win it anyway, so why not just get kicked out in an embarrassing fashion so the bummy coach can leave? But with Company, I find myself celebrating way more, like enjoying when we score. It's awesome, actually. And we're going from competence to confidence, well, strength to strength, that's the actual term. Kane is playing out of this world. Olise's cooking. Diaz is doing his thing. Konrad Leimer is unbelievably good. I'm loving everything about the team, man. I think we're only going up from here. So, thank you everyone so much for watching. Mia, San Mia, and peace.